Then it pops over probably to a different section of your pie chart and has you do a couple little problems over there. First one is ordering fractions with variables. Suppose A, B, C, and D are four numbers which satisfy the conditions A is greater than B, B is greater than C, C is greater than D, and D is greater than 0. Fill in the blank boxes using either greater than, less than, or equal to make each expression a true statement. So this one I just totally redid the Alex explanation because they're sitting there looking at A, B's, and C's trying to figure out the answer and it's way too confusing. What you want to do is put numbers in for your A, B, C, and D that make that a true statement, and then you can use those numbers. I'm going to work my way backwards. What number is bigger than 0? 1, right? You could use a bigger one than that if you really wanted to, but just to keep it easy, we'll just put a 1 there. What number is bigger than 1? 2. Then we have 3, then we have 4. So A is going to be 4, B is going to be 3, C is going to be 2, and D is going to be 1. They're not going to change that condition on Alex. It's always going to be that same condition. So you can always just use those same four numbers for A, B, C, and D, and then compare your fractions. So A over B would be the fraction 4/3. If I wanted to, I could rewrite it as a mixed number, 1 1/3. A over D. A over D would be 4 over 1. Well, that's just 4 then when I simplify that. 1 1/3 compared to 4, well, that's pretty easy to compare. Hopefully we know 1 1/3 is less than 4, right? On the second one, D over B. D over B would be 1/3. B over D would be 3 over 1, which is 3. Again, comparing 1/3 to 3, well, that's now pretty easy to do. We know 1/3 is less than 3. The next one, D over A. D over A would be 1/4. C over B. C over B would be 2/3. Now you might already know the answer when you compare 1/4 to 2/3, but if you didn't, what you'd want to do is make a common denominator. If I made a common denominator on this one, I have a 4 and a 3, I'm going to use 12 then. 3 goes into 12, 4 times 2 is 8. Over here, 4 goes into 12, 3 times 1 is 3. 3/12 compared to 8/12, less than. 1/4 is less than 2/3. You probably already knew that, but just in case you didn't, that's what we want to do, is make our equivalent fraction, and then it's pretty easy to compare. So number 20, same directions up on top. A, B, C, and D are four numbers that satisfy the condition A is greater than B, which is greater than C, which is greater than D, which is greater than 0. So again, if we just use these same four values, D over B would be what fraction? 1/3. A over C would be 4 over 2, which simplifies into just a 2, right? So 1/3 compared to 2, we know is less than. C over D would be the fraction 2 over 1, and 2 over 1 is just 2 when we rewrite it. D over C would be the fraction 1 over 2, 2 compared to 1/2. Okay, we got a greater than. D over B would be 1/3. C over B, 2/3. 1/3 compared to 2/3, less than, right? 1/3 is less than 2/3. Number 21. Same rules up there. Again, we're going to say A is 4, B is 3, C is 2, and D is 1. And so B over D would be 3 over 1, which is 3. D over B would be 1 over 3. And 3 is greater than 1/3. Big N by the big number. A over C would be 4 over 2, which is 2. A over D, 4 over 1, which is 4. 2 compared to 4, less than. C over B would be 2/3. B over D would be 3 over 1, which is 3. And 2/3 compared to 3, less than. So it makes it pretty easy once you start throwing those numbers in there instead of just trying to look and say, oh, if A is bigger than B, then this has to be true and da-da-da like they do in the algebra program.